We will learn in today's summary that how can powerful individuals care about ordinary people after all? How to maintain authority and power at all times? What methods do they employ? And, hi buddies, we employ strategy. Greetings from Bookish Treasures to all of you today. About to discuss the book The 48 Laws of Power. Robert Greene wrote about. Many nations, including Iran, have banned this book. Turkey, as it contains such potent chemicals. Now, let's discuss those 48 laws. Above everything, be aware of the first law. One should not lose their intelligence and talent. According to the first law displayed, anytime. The ability of someone smarter than you. Don't strive to impress them or show off. Do this to someone who is superior to you. Maybe your supervisor or a teacher. Or a person in a higher position than you. Never reveal your talent if you display your skills to them, or if you demonstrate intelligence, then that individual will experience a sense of unease and danger, and there, the author's thoughts will begin to work against you. Once told a little story, a monarch's minister made an effort to win the king over, hosted a massive celebration where I have committed the entire state's treasury to this issue. The monarch became so enraged that he put the minister in a lifelong prison. Given the first law's straightforward interpretation is that the superior is always superior. Attempt to show you a contemporary. I'll give you a historical example. That you display intelligence in front of your superior. You already know them if they show you. When all those seniors are against you, how would it feel? It will occur and will only cause you harm. Number 2, don't overindulge in friends. Use your opponents instead of putting your confidence in them. The author opposes placing uncritical faith in friends. Begin by issuing a warning since they can turn on you or, if necessary, might stop helping you. He overestimates the value of friends. Dependency can weaken you and may fall prey to exploitation or manipulation. Rather, they are in every kind of relationship besides friendship. To demonstrate comprehension, it is stated. In addition, adversaries can occasionally be more than friends. More often, enemies can be helpful, are anticipated, and we are aware of their movements. Recognize ahead of time and hear them. Fairness is simple because to their hostility is often the source of desire. By being aware of your adversary's vulnerabilities, people can take advantage of these shortcomings. The examples can be used by authors too. There were a lot of these kings, let us tell you. They supported their friendly state. I held out my hand, but the same condition turned away. Keep in mind that you should never stab someone. Don't put too much trust in your friend. The third law is to conceal your intentions. To hide one's motives and actions is about whether our goals or our. No one will be aware of the plan if you share it with anyone. The author may therefore use it against us. Always accuse others of lying. Continue sharing your actual. When should intentions be kept a secret? The other individual will be aware of our intentions. He won't use it against us till then. An excellent illustration of this can be carried out. I'll tell you what else took place at school today. Have you heard that top students in college use? I must have a lot of toppers who call me friends. So mostly today, I didn't have time to study. By reading it alone, I was unable to calculate the average. He has a student at heart. Are you distracted by these toppers?
Read them, then.
What should we study if he didn't show up? In actuality, toppers are unaware of their motivations. He claims to have read it, which explains his motivations. Additionally, you should never reveal your plans to others. Don't share law number 4 just because you have to. The public should be informed of this law in plain language. Encourages them to babble excessively. This law's premise is that less. Man is more contemplative and enigmatic than words. Additionally, when someone seems strong, it's excessive if you say too much. Exchanges confidential information and the strong also show their frailties. People tend to speak less, and those who do so, people listen to him more intently and pay close attention, and if you talk less. Thus, the other individual is more eager to speak than you are. I'll do my best to help you comprehend that person in its entirety. Weaknesses will be identified, and You can take advantage of their shortcomings. Indeed, people enjoy overtalkers. People don't even listen or say that. Neither pay close attention to what they have to say. Neither of them takes it seriously. A leader remarked, "Let me give you an example. Potatoes were supposed to transform into gold. The only reason I say stuff like this is because of this." And that leader is someone you already know today.
Who believes me?
I'll explain to you why the leader doesn't despise me. In order to be taken seriously, say less. You will talk gibberish if you take and speak less. Your reputation will be safeguarded by law number 5. Your life determines a lot. Be careful. Your reputation or level of respect from others. Being respected is very important. People are going to pay attention to you People will pay attention to you if you have no reputation. What is your name if you disagree with what has transpired? Your reputation determines a lot. Puts you at the top of any field. You will need to establish a name or a reputation for oneself, such as, consider Narendra Modi, our Prime Minister. Look, he's so respected and well-known now. If he appears on television today and claims that every countryman will play Thali if that is what you choose to do. But why is his reputation the reason? Additionally, he developed Elon Musk's. For instance, if Elon Musk tweets, "Give me a Bitcoin that is just 2 emojis." Additionally, the second one is down, thus Bitcoin will. What caused the price to drop? Because they are viewed and heard by millions of people. Follow and the reasons behind it. Since they have established their reputation, and their little conversation has a significant effect. You should also work on your reputation if it occurs. You must be among the people for this. To become a prime minister or businessman, I don't need you at work or school. I can utilize this in the workplace as well. People will like you if you excel in a certain sector, will pay attention to you, and attend class. If you excel in any field or average pupils are your point if you are the top student, will do whatever it takes to abide with law number 6. Getting attention from other individuals. Unbelievably, everything in the modern world sells based on appearance. You must therefore differentiate yourself from the others. The identical situation occurs if there are 10 distinct Android phones are used by businesses, and on the one hand, 90% of people would be drawn to it if that were the case. If so, you should develop your own persona as well, in order for you to distinguish yourself from the throng of advertising phones. I understand how you might separate, so please come over. Depending on you, you can either you speak in an enigmatic manner that draw attention to yourself or your attire. Everyone's attention should be drawn to something positive. 7th, get people to work for you. However, the author advises always giving oneself credit, because in order to gain authority, you must. If something doesn't work, have someone else do it. However, it's fantastic that you take responsibility for it yourself. There are businesses, in fact, they are typical. People operate it and drive it. However, who is given credit for the business? How many national government tasks must the owner complete? Although there are others who is given credit, since he is seated above, if you wish to gain power. Therefore, you must follow law number 8 second. If you're looking for fodder, bring others along. If you need to defeat your opponents, use it. You will need to set up bait if you wish to move. Similar to using bait to draw animals, is employed similarly to how people utilized funds to win favor. The finest method for defeating his adversaries. An effective method of eliminating your adversary. Encourage it, and if need, employ the 9th law of baiting. Always use argumentation to win with your effort. Not if you need to gain someone's confidence, or if you're trying to impress someone. If you have to work, don't argue. For him, if you wish to win someone over, you must do his tasks so that individual to have more faith in oneself. The 10th law will always seem to avoid unhappy people. The author advises staying close to those who are miserable. You take on their grief by remaining. You get depressed as a result, which is why you know unhappy or unfortunate individuals ever. Not as close as you should be. The longer you avoid people, people will succeed and be happy if they follow law number 11. Make others reliant on you. Rely on him so much that he won't disappoint you. unable to depart or betray, because that is the one thing that everyone values. Keeps only what he needs of you. He won't tell you if it's really essential. Will depart if you grant them greater autonomy. He won't be dependent on you if you give. And he might even turn on you or create others so that others. May he always be in need of you and never abandon you. Proceed to law number 12 honestly. Take charge of your honesty's power. That if you spend some time in front of someone, everyone will view you favorably if you become honest. Will begin to trust what you say, after which he could be trapped by something more than honesty. When you trust someone, it doesn't happen. Do you desire this guy, or do you want to win? For him initially, if you follow my directions, you must be truthful, and when that individual, he will act that way if he has complete faith in you. Will follow your instructions since he has faith in. This guy must have an incorrect impression of me. Cannot, but you can take use of it. Law 13 can be used, but assistance is needed. However, the individual who helps always has their own interests in mind. However, take note of their generosity today. If you are receiving assistance at this time, then that person undoubtedly has a self who can assist you if you're interested. The advantage of someone who assists in that, if you desire, has to occur if the individual providing the assistance gains. So you can quickly seek aid the next time. Will go if it is beneficial to someone. Someone will undoubtedly assist if they are in need. Will carry it out even if he is your adversary. No, the law of an outside friend comes next. Being kind. Show it, but act as though you're a spy inside if. Listening to others is essential if you want to gain authority. You ought to be fully informed about them. Moreover, one must be conscious of one's shortcomings. Additionally, recognize their advantages, because understanding one's talents and shortcomings is essential. Only after applying will you be eligible to win from them. Turn into a spy and gather all the data from behind, able to provide your adversary with law number 15. It is crucial that you complete to annihilate the adversary, the proper manner, as if you abandon it. He will undoubtedly seek retribution and pursue you if you give. Will launch an assault so intense that his adversary suppress it to allow it to reappear, and there should be no possibility of retaliation. One king has triumphed over another on occasion. Although he later cheated on the same individual, he showed forgiveness, caused the king's death, which is why his adversary. Never give up and see it through to the end. Number 16 will boost honor and esteem. Make use of absence whenever possible. You will be there, and you will look just like you. Reduce everything around you to add value. Make it seem as though you are there for someone. If you're in a group, take occasional breaks, so that others discuss you and give you additional praise by doing this. People will value you. To accomplish this well, you must learn. When is it okay to withdraw? When you go back from your vacation, you'll feel as though you're alive once more. And seeing you again makes people feel better. There is always one law to follow. Don't be predictable. Make sure someone knows about you. Not able to foresee anything or anyone. Frequently, people were unable to foretell someone's. Examine nature first, then its future. You foresee your character. Can create uncertainty so that the man won't be able to figure out your trick if you consistently perform tasks in the same manner. Your motion gives the guy in front more strength. Consequently, its ability to forecast. Next law should always be unpredictable. Avoid separating yourself from other people if you will either say it or be cut off from everyone. You construct a fort in which neither. If someone is able to enter or exit, then this. It's similar to using an axe to strike your own foot. For if you are entirely different, the adversary will be simple to identify, and you will be able to identify his. Your buddies will always be your victims. Additionally, remain with your pals so that you can. The enemy shouldn't be able to easily target the law. Number 19. It's critical to determine who's having to deal with the incorrect individual. Don't aggravate others as well. Pick your folks carefully. Never pick individuals who once. He will spend the rest of his life exacting revenge on you if you defeat him. If you feel compelled to take, never forget. Remember that you should never collaborate with someone like that. Do, which is why understanding people is crucial. Don't do anything to anyone is the next law. Never forget yourself, just for yourself, and if you wish to be dedicated to your objective, if you're in a relationship with someone else, then after you take control of it, there won't be any more freedom. You will always be dedicated to yourself if you work. Be the next lawmaker for other people. To catch the idiot, roll an idiot. If you wish to be intelligent, then adhere to make the adversary appear intelligent while you appear foolish. You will murder your enemy if you act like this. I'll think I'm smarter, and then you can use your own tricks to deceive him, and when you embarrass yourself, in order to gain his confidence, and the next law can also predict what will happen next. Make use of surrender strategies, and if you are weak, turn your weakness into strength. Immediately, and without conflict with your adversary. You can give up since it will benefit you. You'll have time to plot a major retaliation. Should increase, and as soon as the adversary's power. If it seems to be decreasing, you might make use of this. At first, some people would think that we must take this action for the following reasons. When you give up your adversary, you'll think you've given up, yet a decent plan may be made with time, and you're able to launch a rear attack on the adversary. To identify various strengths is the next law. Instead, concentrate on only one strength since a single kind is more significant than a minor power. Possess the same power, yet be extremely powerful and hazardous. Therefore, rather than gaining many powers on one, concentrate. If I were to give you an example, Bruce Lee claimed that I was terrified of that individual who doesn't want to kick in 10,000 different ways. I'm terrified of that one who, 10,000 times I practiced the same kick. I'm trying to convey that it's not required, that you ought to possess 10 different kinds of power. Even if you only have one power, this is still crucial. However, make it so much better that a good judge is the next law that is unbreakable. Assume the part of courtiers can acquire authority in a variety of ways. By making fun of their elders and bowing forward, but only in a charming and courteous manner. By using their power by progressively becoming stronger. Additionally, by acting like a decent courtier, law is able to gather all the data. Number 25. If you don't understand society, reinvent yourself. Not engaging in my preferred activity because I'm afraid of. It's time to rediscover who you are. Regardless of society, create and select your work. No one has to listen to you. Only do what you enjoy, don't you? To others, keep in mind that this is your life.
No one else should tell you that.
Law number 26. What to do with your hands. Keep it tidy at all times, regardless of how much you have consistently engaged in wrongdoing and corruption. Your hands should appear to be quite clean. You seem to have done nothing because in the modern world, looks are power and allow others to bear the responsibility for those things. If you want to be followed like a cult, considering people's demand for trust, play people have religious beliefs, for example, wish for you to become a religious figure, can inspire adoration for you. To do this, you must use ambiguous language and it must be straightforward but full of promise. Zeal as opposed to intelligence and reason. A focus on organized religion. Organize your team according to your income. Law number 28. Hide sources without fear. Let's work fearlessly at all times. Cowards ought to be seen negatively. Therefore, if you have any task to complete, to act completely, fearlessly, and without dread. Working fearlessly allows you to always. Everyone will improve their work skills. He will receive harsher punishment if he makes a mistake. Work can be finished quickly. People that labor fearlessly are quite rare. Can perform it as a habit which, likewise, it is possible to make cowardice a virtues if you acknowledge your weakness. You should root it if everything is operating as it should, and instead, fearlessly. The plan should continue until law number 29 expires. Every time you sit down to plan, make one. Never forget that preparation is always ought to be completed from start to finish. You shouldn't have completed half of the planning. Completed, the remainder will be observed, and with this, Additionally, you ought to have a backup plan since when, in that and that we form plans. There are significant differences between practical and our plans can occasionally go awry. For this, there should always be a backup plan. Additionally, if you make a comprehensive plan, what about all the issues you'll encounter? Law number 30 apnea will provide information. Make accomplishments easier in accordance with this law. This is how we ought to demonstrate our accomplishments to others. As though I didn't try at all. As if I had a natural talent for it. People's hardships and labor-intensive issues. Please don't discuss Robert's claim that more individuals than those who are swayed effortlessly. That's why 30 individuals succeed. Encourages people to reach their objectives. Regarding the difficulties or impediments arising, I just share the outcome without telling anyone how effortlessly I was able to accomplish this. Control options is the next law of cards you've given to other people. We invite others to join us in playing fair in the circumstance by managing choices. Being fair means giving your adversary. He will think he is on you if you give him the choice, is in charge, and has two choices. Actually, though, you are free to utilize it whatever you see fit. She is being forced to dance in the middle like a puppet by you. Although it appears that I have a choice, in actuality both choices are advantageous when you, giving your adversary two options, believes that he is free and that I'll consider a third sensible choice. No, you could use your friend as an illustration to persuade you to join me for a movie, attempting to provide them with two films, allow you to select the one that let's say you want to see an action movie. The second choice, which combines drama and comedy. You can do something like this if you don't want to see anything. Say hello. Do you prefer comedic dramas or action films? Desire to watch it in an action film. Drama and comedy will coexist. Additionally, take action by expressing your desire to see change. Decide what you would want to see, despite the fact that your friend actually has two. There is a choice, but you choose to use it in this manner. Have managed that by using them, the likelihood of selecting a favorite film rises. Here's how to see that film. Obtain your desired outcome when it feels like that your friend shared his thoughts on the choice as well. Law number 32, people's fantasy, is where the issue is kept. When you play with this law, by manipulating people's hopes and aspirations, you can frequently draw attention to oneself. Must have seen that people are more attracted to them, via which their ideas, fantasies, or, if their desires are fulfilled, you can also pursue their goals, and once you are aware of the desires, you will begin to fulfill them. Then he'll join you automatically. Thus, you can play with their imagination in this way. This is an example of a luxury vehicle. Consider a commercial where a stylish and appealing cars that traveling through stunning locations, and behind him, there are lovely people. Modern automobiles in advertisements. Technology, great features, and improved performance can be shown to the audience as well. Foster a feeling of ambition and longing among. You can succeed by branding your vehicles and is connected to accomplishment symbols. Consider your cars to be status symbols by demonstrating that people's reputations and riches. Luxurious vehicles satisfy the desires of. Companies aim to draw in these customers. My marketing endeavors enable me to. These businesses keep tabs on people's financial situation and have profited from delusions of luxury and methods for achieving one's goals. Encourage others to purchase your goods. This illustration demonstrates that recognizing the advantages and strength of imagination to affect the behavior of consumers, and a really successful way to boost sales. Everybody can use law number 33 as a strategy. Finding the human thumb's weakness. Let people be inspired by this law. The importance of comprehending one's own wants and shortcomings gives them power and influence. This law can be expressed simply. Suggests being aware that what motivates and impacts such that convince or persuade them effectively. How to use a thumbscrew to exert pressure on someone or compel them to. Methods for making people do work. Similarly, it is recognized that what motivates an individual and affects his actions, is able to influence. As an illustration, suppose you have the friend who constantly seeks to bring joy to others, continues to be interested in and around his pals. This friend desires admiration, acknowledgement, and deserves a lot of recognition because self-esteem rises and being aware of your value. Assist a pal with a project. Desire to directly persuade. You can test their intelligence instead of questioning them. Conclude by complimenting originality. Do and stress that. What role do they play in the project? They will be valuable because they want to be recognized. People will assist you if you can draw them in. Law number 34 may convince you that. Act royally, as if you were a king. If you want to be treated like a king, do it. Someone strong and deserving of admiration. As a result, it will be accepted in the same way by others. Will observe and act appropriately. The manner in which a monarch takes pride in his authority and dignity, in the same manner as an individual maintains himself, to gain the adherence and respect of the people of. We can act in a comparable manner for. Let's say you are employed by a corporation. There is no boss other than your collective assistants. Do whatever for anyone that has to do with work. They come to you if there is an issue. They regard you like a boss as a result of this. He will even if you are not the boss. I'll handle law number 35 in this manner. The rule is to master the art and knowing when to make decisions and the advantages of doing so is going to lift. In their day, humans needed to be strategic and one needs to be patient and never hurried. Always be patient with your time and avoid being noticed. Wait patiently and get married until when the timing is right. Time is a perception, so you're right. You can gradually pass the time by managing your emotions, can advance and create a future, can extend your understanding of. You may become more patient as a result. Number 36. Disregard your possessions. Let's say you have little in life, having more issues. However, to focus on those issues. Instead, you can do this to take your mind off of them. Methods to make your adversary weaker is utilized more frequently the more your adversary will take note of the adversary and will be more mindful of his strength. He will never attack his adversary because of this. Don't focus too much on him. Just ignore him. Continue following law number 37. Make attractive sense. You must if you wish to rise to power. We must improve the atmosphere around us, because only then will you attract the attention of others. When you make them appear exceptional, you must embrace yourself since everyone is normal. From your attire to your surroundings, the audience will always need to see something new from us, want the same thing that she dislikes. Your long-awaited illustration, renowned for launching new products, to generate excitement and drama. These are meticulously planned. Events that feature dramatic presentations are appealing. Product demonstration and surprise. Contains notifications that will be distributed to all audiences. To stimulate and generate enthusiasm. Its item is made for latches. By producing eye-catching sights surrounding. Widespread media attention on social media. Create excitement and interest among customers. People look forward to these occasions. What fresh inventions is Elle going to present? And the town was talking about the company's offerings. Elle osmosis will be discussed in this case. To sway, generate enthusiasm, and boost your product launch's success. By utilizing the impact of spectacle for. Applies law number 38 and law number 37. You can think whatever you want, but act. If you like someone, do the same for others. If they keep deteriorating, will be detrimental, and they will begin to believe that this man only acts, which is why it's so prevalent. Being yourself and getting along with others. Try not to show your feelings so that others will. Keep up your relationships with others. You will learn what your actual beliefs are by doing this. Be the only one to appear in a specific way. Will proceed after the establishment of the power base. You will gradually get to know your mother if it goes well. Able to begin disseminating ideas. And have a higher chance of being adopted. The bill number 39 fish boat is a possibility. Hold water and stir it if you feel furious. There's no need to constantly be at ease and relaxed. Try to remain because you're angry. Most of your work could be ruined by this. To determine the adversary's vulnerabilities. Give it a try and you'll know when you. Law number 40 allows you to play with them at any time. Avoid eating free food on such occasions. Don't believe anything you get for free. There is nothing in the world that is free if something is being given out for free, then psychological value must exist, i.e., that item to irritate you or been provided to keep you in place. Therefore, don't put your reliance in free. The shoes of big people are the next law. What does the phrase, "don't put your foot in it" mean? That regardless of a man's wealth, avoid attempting to emulate others. Be unique, you are powerful, and you create your reputation. You can always make large people shadows. You must always be yourself. Don't strive to be someone else. Create a reputation for yourself. Law 42 ought to be repealed. The sheep will all scatter numerous times. There is just one thing that causes issues. If you consider that man region alone, then he is a human person. The remaining issues will resolve themselves if you get rid of it. Will finish as frequently as a state. To battle his army in order to win. Rather, you ought to get rid of its ruler first. The army won't fight if you give and you solve any issue at a single instant. Gave law number 43 from the people's hearts and thoughts. Play if you make people be obedient. It will undoubtedly pleasure you if you attempt to produce it. Will always employ force because they will cheat. Alternatively, you could entice him because he himself is tempted by you. Will be tricked by you and because he defrauds you because he wants to gain something for himself. Additionally, law number 44 will not produce a mirror effect. To the populace, disarmament. Try it, but don't get too much better all at once. Make adjustments to advance in life. Although it is crucial for transformation, try everything slowly at all times. Changing could lead to issues because man always picks things up gradually through practice. Cricket is a good choice if you want a singer. He will be unable to play if you feed him slowly. He will continue to practice his career. Law number 46 is subject to amendment as needed. Avoid appearing too flawless if you attempt to look more flawless, then people will be envious of you. And as a result, you won't get any visitors. However, if you talk about your flaws rather than your strengths, people will relate to you more if you do. Therefore, avoid being more flawless than is necessary. Be law number 47. Never put your goals ahead of yourself. Learn to remain victorious if it's time to cease if you've reached your objective. The ideal moment, after which you will encounter your adversaries. To quickly overcome oneself is the next law. Formless, as though life were all the same. Never occurs. Everything is altered. Always be able to adapt because of many. You will need to adjust to the circumstances and make every effort. For you, things don't go as planned. In a chameleon, always stay like water, altering your surroundings and color. Possess the capacity to blend such that they able to stay out of sight from hunters or predators. But once you become reckless, you can launch a covert attack by adjusting to the surroundings and they blend themselves with their surroundings to survive. Additionally, this raises the likelihood of success. Various individuals use their Law 48 by adopting a flexible and adaptive strategy. So it was friends. How was the book summary for today? Remark. Thank you for your summary and please do let us know. To hear